Welcome to Everything Life and Real Estate. Let's get started with our hosts, Linda McKissick and Dana Gentry.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everything Life and Real Estate. I'm Linda McKissick.
And I'm Dana Gentry.
Hey, Dana. So you had a storm today, huh?
We did have a storm. We did have a storm today. We had power out, and now it's sunshiny, and it's just been one of those days. I was supposed to get gutters on my house today too, and I stayed here to work at the house in Charleston. I didn't go into the office. I did everything from here, and they didn't show. They canceled. Now they said they're coming on Monday. I was like, dang it! I've been waiting for copper gutters.
Oh, how fun. Well, and how about your wedding? How's that coming?
Good. Like almost 30 days away. I know today, Linda, this is hilarious. I've got to tell you this. We had our one team call earlier today, just a quick catch up. So it's like me, Heather, Caitlin, Abby, Nancy, just like our thing. And before we got off, Heather said, "Oh, I have a really important question. Where can Linda get a blowout when she gets to Charleston?" And Caitlin,
Thank you, Heather, for looking out for me.
She had your back, and Caitlin was like, "Oh man, Dana asked me," and then she was like, "I'll send it to you right now to send to Linda," and she was like, "Okay."
Awesome. Hey, I already got my dress. I'm excited.
Good. Me too. I'm excited too.
Your house. I loved your little Instagram the other day showing your house.
Thanks. Yeah, I can't wait for you to get here. I still have a couple more things being knocked out, like a couple lights being installed and our gutters out. Just it's always something.
Oh, love it. I love that kind of stuff, though. That's the fun stuff. So speaking of fun stuff, we're going to talk about our goals for 2022. We're about halfway through the year.
Yep.
It's a good time to do a check. Maybe I should do a check a little sooner. But actually, I was pretty surprised when I pulled mine how much I've already gotten accomplished.
Me
so
too.
much that I decided I needed to add more. I need to spend some time. We're about to go to Hawaii, and I'm going to spend time because I always dream bigger by the ocean. I don't know what it is.
You've always done that. Yep.
I'm going to do some time in Hawaii and really just write some more. So it's interesting. Because I don't know about you. I put these away. I'm terrible. I put these away and I don't look at them. But subliminally, I know them, and I guess I'm focused on them because I was so shocked. I had my assistant type them out from our podcast that we did because again, I couldn't find them. But anyway, so my first one was trust God and give more to the Salvation Army. And I have to tell you this really cool story. So the other day, I've been really, truly trying to listen and hear when God tells me something instead of being so busy I don't hear. And I really felt the Spirit kind of move me towards the Salvation Army. And so again, which I love them, you know that. So I wrote a check. I kind of let the Spirit tell me how much, is needed. So I wrote this check, sent it to them. I got the neatest, not sent it to them. I took it to them. I got the neatest.
We talked about when you took it.
Yes. And I got the neatest card back that said, oh my gosh, what a blessing your donation was. Because I always earmark mine for the housing because I figure God blessed me in the housing department. I need to bless others in that area. And I know it's got to be a huge need right now with everything so expensive. So the card said he was the person that I guess decides who gets the money. And he said, we had just drained every bit of our funds.
Wow.
So I thought, man, to me, that's trusting God and listening, doing a good job of listening. And it just, it felt amazing to know that I listened and I obeyed, right? Because sometimes I listen and I don't necessarily obey.
I was just going to say, it's probably not the listening. It was probably the obeying.
Yeah. And then my second was take a class on Kobe. I've got that coming up. I've rescheduled it twice.
I want to do that too. I want to know what you do with that.
Yeah. I think I'll send you the dates and if you want to see if you
can. Yeah, I want to do
it. 3, get coaching with Joel Manby, the guy who wrote Love Works. And
you did that?
Yep, I'm doing that. As a matter of fact, I did a one-on-one call with him the other day that was so helpful. Remind me to tell you, because he said something that I said, oh, I have to tell Dana this. And then have regular calls with top agents. I put minimum 1, so I don't know if I put minimum 1 a month. I'm probably pretty good on track with that. I'm almost always on a phone call with a top agent.
Yeah.
I haven't written the book on the formula yet. Do 10 CVs this year. I'm at about 6, so I'm ahead of schedule on that.
Yep.
Learn to do the things with the tools I have. So I'm using my phone. This is terrible. Everybody's probably already done this, but I've never used voice text until I made a commitment to do that. So I'm using voice text a little bit more. And I'm honestly asking Siri more because I'm like, what's one more assistant in your life? Siri, you know, and I'll ask them how to spell things. I'll ask them, to call somebody. I mean, I know everybody else probably already knew you could do all that, but I didn't. So that was my new things. And then I've got these Ray-Ban
Yep.
story glasses. So I'm playing with those a little bit. Let's see, do my cold plunge. I'm probably about 5 days a week doing the cold plunge.
Can you tell a difference between that from the cold
Yeah,
plunge?
totally. I'm going to tell you the nights I do it. Do you have an Aura ring?
Yeah,
You know,
I
Aura?
sleep. Oh, I just took mine. Yes, I sleep in mine every night.
Okay. Well, I can tell a huge difference. HRV is what you're supposed to be checking on those, which, by the way, in our Heal Hive program, we're going to be learning more about it. We're actually in a study with the organization, just our group. And one of the things that I've noticed is my HRV goes up and my sleep is always better if I'll do a cold plunge before I go to bed.
Now, okay, so I'm looking at mine right now. My HRV, which is heart rate variability, for those of you listening, mine stays optimal, okay, but my body temperature has been getting too hot in the middle of the night.
Yeah, well, either get you a chili pad or a cold plunge. Both of those will pull your body temperature
Which
down.
I have the chili pad. We haven't been using it. Okay, so you lay in you get in the cold plunge at night.
Yeah, I do the sauna first.
Yeah.
And I can't stand to go to bed after I've done the sauna because my body temperature gets too high and I
So
don't sleep
hot.
with my body temperature. So I'll always, if I do the sauna, I'll always do the cold plunge afterwards.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that religiously. And I said I was going to do a round table with Dan Cathy. I did not do that.
Well, hey, I had that on mine too, and it got moved. That's why we're not doing it. Yeah.
Okay, well, so that one's still on there.
We got to keep that on because they're moving that from fall of this year to spring of next year.
Okay,
but we're still on the list because I checked on that.
Okay, great. And then, but I did sign up to a bigger group with Dan.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just went ahead and dropped Jimmy and signed me up because he didn't care about it that much anyway. So I'm like, yeah, I can't do without Dan. I'm sorry, I can't. Dan.
You've been threatening that from Jimmy for like 3 years, so I think the time finally.
He finally knew I was hinting at it. I think and said, you know what? I don't really. You do Dan Sullivan's bigger group, and I'm going to bow out this year. I'm like, okay. We went to the Greenbrier with Tony to go fishing and spend time doing things. I said I want to spend a little more time doing things Jimmy likes to do, so fishing is definitely top of his list.
Yeah. How was the guys, the fishing guys? Good.
It was all they all said, "Tell you hi." Gosh, my mind shot a blank on who
the tall guy with the glass.
Oh gosh, this is what my brain scan said. Like this, you can be right in the middle of something and forget that you're talking about it.
I'm scared to get mine then. If that's
he has such a hard name. I
know, and I'm trying to find it right now because I haven't.
It's like a girl, but it's a boy.
Yeah,
I know. Whatever.
I'm trying to. I'll find it right now in a second because I'm totally blanking too.
But anyway, he wanted to know when we were going to do another fishing trip, girls. Yeah. So
we've got to do that.
Going to the funnel hacking and conference, and I said I wanted to do things more with my boys because I always do things with the girls, like my daughter-in-law or my daughter. Yeah. So I said I want to do more things with the boys. So I've got funnel hacking on the books.
What is that?
It's an internet thing.
That Press likes. What's his face? Yeah.
So Andy, Press, Josh, and I are going to go to funnel.
Yeah, that'll be really good.
And by the way, we bought Jimmy a ticket. This is going to be hilarious. But he had FOMO. He didn't want to be left out, so we bought him $1,000 funnel hacking ticket. This is going to be hilarious.
That might be the funniest thing I've ever heard. That Jimmy's going to that.
And then the last one I didn't have on my list, but I did do. We finished a book called List More, Sell More. It's an ebook.
Good, yeah.
It's going to be a small book like Dan's in print. We just finished that. We got the cover done. That'll be going out soon. So I had, some. Oh, and we did Profit Share Mastery websites. That wasn't on my list either. And we did that. That was a great success.
Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, you need to get somebody in your mind to do that.
Nuts that I cannot find his name right now. I mean, I won't even.
Claire.
Shoot, that's it. Yes, Claire.
Well, I feel better because how old are you, Dana?
38.
38. You're forgetting, so I'm not gonna feel so bad.
Claire Stephen Lyons. There he is. Yep, with all of his fish on here.
I want you to know
front row.
Yeah. I want you to know he had a clean towel. He wanted you to know that his fishing towel was clean too.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, Linda, you've done a ton on yours.
And I was really shocked, to be honest with you. I didn't realize I was doing it. There's still a couple that kind of still got to be knocked out between now and the end of the year.
Yep. Okay. I'm trying to look at mine. I had a couple really fast. I had eat clean like 70% of the time, which really I've been doing decently good at that. It's traveling that's hard for me. When I can fix my own stuff, I'm good, and I eat clean. Like I've cut all the bad stuff. And that girl that I found, you would love her too. Amy Medallia, I think is her name, but her husband's an NFL player, and I've been following her process. She is like so smart with that stuff. So I feel pretty good about that. I wanted to do my 21 days of prayer and fasting in January and in August. I did it in January. I'll do it again in August. 365-day streak of my morning Bible. And get this, you're not going to believe this, but today was 364. So tomorrow I've hit my year.
Hey,
I know.
Fantastic.
I know. I'm super happy about that. And
do you use the Bible, or do you use devotionals? What do you use?
I just use the Bible app, and then I do the devotion that's in there for the day, like the verse of the day, and then it gives you a devotion for the day. And I told Adam, like, a little bit of it is about, it's because I'm competitive. I wanted to hit that streak for a year, but also I can tell it's the first thing that I put my eyeballs on in the morning, like not an email, not a text, not Instagram, where I used to open those things first. And now I just open this first, and because I want it, like my eyes to be the first thing that my eyes see. And I do feel like I'm not as stressed and anxious in the morning, because the worst thing is waking up and checking your email, and then you see an email and you're like, ugh, it's like just a pits email, like hits your stomach in knots.
Yeah.
And so I've really tried to get off of that until at least like 8 o'clock before I get on any of that. You know what I mean? Just because it's like was putting me in an anxious state in the morning. So I'll hit that one, which will be good. I had the wedding on there, so we're close to that. And of course I had Frankie being very healthy and turning 14, which he turns 14 on July 30th. And he is staying healthy because I'm getting him acupuncture twice a month now.
I love it.
And he just sits there with those little needles in his neck and in his back. And he's like, Mom, are you kidding me?
Well, he must like it, or he wouldn't sit there.
It works, honestly. I mean, he's walking like a mile longer now, and he sleeps through the night. I mean, yeah, I need to get it for myself, probably.
You need to go in the dog business. I mean, all the things people do for their dogs.
I know. He sits with it for 15 minutes, and it's $105. I'm like, I'm in the wrong business.
You while you're sitting there for that 15 minutes.
Yeah, tell me about it. I know. I had a goal of our one team platform being launched, which we did just launch, and we just went into our first market center in Louisville that they're using our platform. So I'm excited about that. And I had a goal for my market centers to get to 700 agents, and we're like a little over 600. So we could still hit that, but we're on track. Awesome. And for us to be number one market share in all of our cities. And we're number one market share in all of our cities except for 2 right now. So that's good. I wanted to launch our impact projects and make an impact in the community in the local areas, which we have done that. We give back quarterly to our charity of choice in each of the market centers. And we've given back like almost $10,000 this year so far from the offices, which has been really good. Yep. I had annual girls trip, which we did that and just got back from Cabo a couple weeks ago, and that was good. I really wanted to go to Europe, and so I think Adam and I are doing that the last week of September for our honeymoon. I think we're doing the whole south of France.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be good. And then I had spend 3 times with John Maxwell, and unfortunately, I think that's only going to end up being 1 time, which will be the San Diego time. Yeah. Because I had Dan Kathy, and then I had a Transformation Costa Rica trip, but we had to cancel that or not go because it's the week before the wedding. And then I still have my 500 reviews for the podcast that we haven't hit, but we're close. We're over. I think we're over halfway there to something. Last time I checked. And then I actually and then I had take the one team leadership to Live to Lead in Atlanta, and we are doing that on October the 8th. I've already gotten us registered for that. So that'll be good. And then my big goal was to tie the $100,000, and I have, I'm on track. I'm halfway there. I haven't launched a book club. I wanted to launch a book club around Chase the Lion, and I haven't done that yet. I still need to do that. What else is on my list? I did have Adam and I to do 6 alone trips or like just things by ourselves. And I'm getting close. We're getting better at that. We haven't done 6, but we've done a couple.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
funny.
which is hard to do, when everybody's schedules are nuts. But and then I had a goal for the team, GCI of 650 for us, and I'd say we'll probably be a little shy of that, but pretty close to it. So I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty on track, honestly.
So what advice would you give somebody that they now go back and review their goals and they're not on track? What would you tell
That's
them?
exactly what I was getting ready to ask next and get your thoughts on too. I think that, and I just talked about this on Wednesday Morning Mindset. I think the first thing is do exactly what we just did and look at them. Like bring clarity and awareness to where you actually are. Like, what did you say you wanted to accomplish? And then where are you? Have you forgotten about those things or are you still on track? And then the things that you haven't done, like I just brought out my calendar and made a list. And then today we had a meeting talking about some of the things with the one team to say, hey, these are the goals that we wanted to accomplish. So what do we have to do? We only have 5 months left, in the year to get them done. And just trying to make a plan. Like we're revisiting our 1-3-5s. I think you have to use the tools, you know what I mean? Just to get back on track. What would you say?
Well, I love the idea of looking at it because, even if somebody's actually hit all their goals, which you and I both have done pretty good on without even realizing it, um, now it just tells me rather than coast the rest of the year, what are the new things I want to add
Yep.
onto my list? Like, for my Team Bridge to be successful, have 10 agents that we're helping
Yep.
to grow their business through working their databases, pick more experiences to do, fun experiences to do. Get rid of anything that's irritating in my life and only do the things that are fascinating and exciting.
Yep.
But I wouldn't have known that had I not looked at this. So number one, I'm with you. Look at it. You go, where are you at? Are you looking at it regularly?
Yep.
And then I would say if you're not even close or you're not started, ask yourself, do you really want that? And it's okay if you say no, because maybe at the first of the year it felt like something you wanted, and now 6 months in, it's not something you
Mhm.
necessarily want. You don't have passion
That's a
around it.
great point.
Or if it's not working, what's getting in the way and you really want it, you say, "Yeah, no, I really, really want that." Then what are the obstacles that are getting in the way to keep you from do it?
Yep.
Um, and because I've had things on my goals that I will not take off, like meeting with top producing agents on a regular basis. I will not take that off, but I got to constantly ask myself, if I haven't done it already, what's keeping me from doing it? And how can I get rid of that obstacle? Or how could I make it happen? What would cause me
Mhm.
to it just happen automatically? And so I
What
think
would
just
make
really
it easier?
evaluating that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got to be easier because if it was easier, I would have already done it. Or
totally.
who's missing in my life to say, this is yours, you own it. You're going to be bonused on whether you get me to do it or not,
Yeah,
and then just being responsible of that other person. But I think, yeah, it begins by looking at it and then just being honest. If something's on there that you haven't even started or whatever, do you really, really want that?
yep,
Or something you thought you should want, and
yep,
you
I
have
love that. Well, and I love the idea of maybe adding a couple more things.
to.
I don't know, I'm sitting here thinking of a couple of things now that I'm like, "Man, I think I could add that and get that done."
Yeah, yeah. And because, as entrepreneurs, we're always living in the gap. We're always, and so I think
Yeah,
too, looking at it that we have accomplished so much helps
yeah,
us. 'Cause we're entrepreneurs. You always look at what you haven't accomplished, not what you have.
yep,
Dan calls that living in the gap. And so making sure that you're not living in the gap, but you are celebrating what you have gotten accomplished.
yeah, I love that. I always go back to your story, and actually I told the story to somebody this week, I don't remember who I was talking to, but about how you forgot that you wrote a bestseller.
That's so Yeah. Well, and I'm telling you, I don't even know. I mean, there's probably things on here that I actually wasn't on my list, but I got accomplished and didn't even realize. And you probably have the same thing,
Yep,
but to me, it just helps to say, "Gosh, you know what? I am getting a lot accomplished now. What else do I want to add to this since I did so good?"
yeah, totally. Yep, I love it. Awesome.
Great. Okay. Well, remember, if you have not hit subscribe, please do so. And don't forget to help Dana out on one of these goals so we can check it off at the end of the year for those 500 reviews. And if you have a question, a comment, or a challenge, or a guest that you would love for us to feature on the podcast, reach out to us at info@everything life and real estate. And Dana, I guess I'll see you next week.
Sounds good. See you then.
Be sure to subscribe for more business strategies and tactics to inspire you to live an abundant real estate life. Don't forget to rate and review so we can bring you the best content. Find this and other valuable information at everythinglifeandrealestate.com.